Ant, you are Jaden McDaniel's biggest fan. Just like, what did you see from him tonight in the way that he took control and did exactly what you needed from him?
He had ultra confidence. That's what we talked about to start the week. And he's 6'11" and has everything that a person who's 6'2" has in his game. So, I mean, as long as he trusts himself, we all trust him, 1 through 15, even the coaching staff, the whole organization. So, he's just being Jaden McDaniels.
Coach was saying that you were very vocal at halftime. Just what were you feeling as you went into the locker room? What were you trying to convey to the team to come out of it strong?
Just some of the reads that we was able to make on the offensive end. Going into the second half, I was telling my teammates on how we could space the floor to hurt them, and we did that in the third, coming right out, and that's how we got that big lead, spacing the floor the right way. Because they tilt the floor heavy on me and Julius, so just being able to make the right reads all throughout the night.
Julius, what do you think kind of flipped this game? What are maybe one or two things you guys did in that second quarter, third quarter that kind of turned the game on its head for you guys?
I think it was really just our defense. Like, obviously, Luka, he got off to the hot start, hit a couple threes. But once we were able to slow them down and really defend, we blew the game open, was able to get in transition a little bit. And then offensively, exactly what Ant said, they tried to tilt the floor, so we just got to make the right plays.
Ant Nas was just talking about your leadership, and he said you would think that you were 30 years old at times with the way you lead in the locker room. Where are you at with that at this point in your career, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, in terms of communicating with your teammates on that level?
Just knowing, it's 15 grown men in the locker room, and knowing how to everybody got emotions, knowing how to talk to everybody. Everybody can't you can't deliver a message the same way to 1 through 15, you know what I'm saying? So some guys I gotta talk to, pull them to the side. Some guys I can cuss at them. Some guys I gotta, just different ways, man. And I think not being afraid of doing that, I think that's the main thing. I stepped into that role, and my teammates trust me and they listen. So it's a privilege to have guys like that.
And he talked this week during practice about a couple of ideas of how they might guard you or guard you guys as a team. How did what you were kind of picturing versus what they threw at you, how'd that look?
It was similar. It was similar to Phoenix, but I will say they. I'm not gonna give out the game plan, but yeah, it was similar to Phoenix.
Julius, for you too, like offensively reading where your offense was going to come from as a scorer and playmaker, how did that settle in over the course of the game?
It was good. It was good. Second half was better. I think just for myself, I had just way too many turnovers, and I think as well as we played for myself individually, I feel like that's where I can clean up, but. It was good. It was just finding open spaces on the floor. We knew how they were going to defend us defensively, so I knew when Ant had the ball where to be, and he did a great job. He had like 8 or 9 assists, tonight, and that's what facts, and that's what Coach said he needed. At the beginning of when we were preparing, beginning of the week, he was saying we need you guys to have 8 or 9 assists, and Ant did exactly that. So for me, I worked extremely hard on my catch and shooting, and trust me, and he finding me, and I'm just gonna knock it down, take it every time.
And what'd you learn about your team tonight?
We got a great group of guys, but it wasn't tonight. I learned that in training camp. It just takes a minute for us to gel. It was a new team, so yeah, it just took a minute for us to figure each other out, and I feel like now we're rolling.
For and Julius, from the Lakers side of things, they said that they felt your guys' physicality and thought that was a major factor in the game. Coming into the series, how was that a point of emphasis for you guys to kind of establish that? And, obviously there's referees involved too, so how do you know the line that you can kind of push it to without getting on the bench?
Great question. How many free throws they shot, Drew? How do I find that?
16.
How many we shot?
11.
Okay, no answer.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No answer, yeah.
You just got to keep playing, man.
Yeah, you just got to play through it, man. Just
playing.
try to be as physical as possible. The main thing for us was we didn't want them to get in the bonus early because, now everybody gets into a rhythm. You see a couple free throws go in. Luka gets into a rhythm. Bron gets into a rhythm. All 5 of those guys. So that was the main thing. We wanted to keep them out of the bonus early in the quarter, and I think we did a good job of that in the second half.
How did you stay locked in and do that, especially in an atmosphere like this, and especially when Luka got that big half-court shot?
I wasn't out there for the half-court shot, but in an atmosphere like this, it's easy. It's easy for me, man. We played in Denver, man. Denver is a tough place to play in on the road. So I mean, it was nothing.
And was it a little knee or what?
No, I was just cramping.
Okay.
Just cramping. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys have been good defensively all year, but did this game feel a little more like last year, like just the level that you guys hit from a defensive standpoint?
The
all the way
attention to detail was there. I had a couple game plan mistakes. We may have had a couple slippages throughout the game plan, but I feel like the attention to detail was up to part of that.
Julius, first question's for you. Number one, really liked your post touches. A lot of times when Austin was getting there, you guys found that. And then how did you like how y'all stuck to your identity more so, staying with the big group? You know, you and Rudy at sometimes, and then you and Nas, and just staying big and sticking to that identity when they were going small the whole time.
I mean, we feel like that's our advantage, you know, to be honest. We got guys who can switch out and defend. You know, Rudy did a great job today as well. And then, you know, he protects the rim. So it's like we all got our strengths, and, you know, we try to play to those. And then we try to protect each other's weaknesses or whatever that might be. But, you know, we feel like that's to our advantage. You know, we all each individually do something very well, and we try to, you know, bring that out of each other.
Yep. And then, you know, Ant, for you, I got to the gym, 3.5 hours early. You and Julius were out there working, and it kind of reminded me of the summer. I remember right after you won the gold medal, I hear Trey up. I'm like, bro, he back in the gym? Like, did he take a week off?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? But, like, for you, like, how is that, you know, for you, just always staying with the work no matter what, not really taking no time off, just working on your craft?
I just always want to get 1% better every day, man. That's the goal. And I really got that from Julius, honestly. I seen him doing it, and I was like, man, I need to try that out, you know, and it's been working for me, so I appreciate my brother.
No, for real. And I say on top of that, too, man, it's hard. Like, energy is contagious, you know what I mean? So it's hard, like, if you in the gym to not want to be great and not want to get better, you know what I mean? So I think, like he said, he might have got that from me, but, like, I get a lot from him, you know, of how he attack his work and how he you know, attacks every day. So, you know, it's contagious.
Both for Ant and Julius, a lot of national media picked the Wolves to be the loser in this first round series, and obviously y'all have a lot of belief in yourselves, but what message would you have to fans that are kind of seeing everyone picking the Lakers now and everything like that?
No message, man. They still got the Lakers. The Lakers supposed to win. That's just how it's supposed to go. We're not supposed to be here, so we're just going to compete to the best of our ability.
And what does it mean for you when you're attacking and you know what's coming, but for your teammates to relocate as much as they did tonight? It seemed like they were finding the soft spots to give you the best possible passing lanes.
Like I said, man, we had a week to prepare. We watched film together as a team. The 4 hours that we was on the way here, we talked. We watched games that when they played against OKC, when they played against Dallas, we was just watching film on them, and the coaches did a great job of putting us in the right positions. And then I think the player development, C. Hines, we was working on relocation. Me and Julius driving the gaps because we knew they was going to tilt the floor and just being able to find windows for us to pass. And the guys did a great job, man. And, you know, we was able to reward.
That you don't get a lot of practice time during the season. Is it fun to drill something so consistently and then see it come up, play out?
It's super fun, man. That's why we didn't want to be in the play-in. We needed that week.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.